Hey everyone, I hope you're all having an absolutely wonderful day. I thought that today we could just do a fun little get ready with me. I have some products that I have been wanting to use. Some are new, some are not. Definitely ones that I've had in my collection, things that I've just been wanting to use lately. I thought we could do a get ready with me together. So if you're also getting ready with me, please let me know down below products you're using, what your thoughts about the products. I love to hear everyone's reviews of what you're using. Before I get started, the tea of the day, I had to go to town, so I went while I was there to get myself a matcha latte. Why don't I go ahead and get started? I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. This is the primer that's in my project pan, and I'm almost at the very bottom. Like every single time I use it, I'm expecting to see the bottom of the jar. I don't use very much of this. Like I barely touch my finger to the product, and I just use it to smooth out the pores around my nose and on my nose a little bit. That seems to be mostly where I would need a smoothing primer like this. I do not know if this is still available. I keep hearing that it's going to be discontinued, but whenever I look it up, I can find it. So who knows? I'm not positive, but I do try to really press it into the pores. Let's do a little concealing with my NARS Soft Matte Concealer, just on some blemishes over here before I go into foundation. So I'm filming this on a Monday, and I know a lot of people don't look forward to Mondays because, you know, the start of the work week or whatever, but for me, the weekend is always a stressful, busy time, just lots of things going on, and Monday is always kind of like a relief for me. Monday comes and I can relax a little bit. I usually always have things to do, but it's just not so stressful. So anyway, I'm feeling the stress relief of today, and it feels good, to be honest. Okay, I wanted to try something that I have been testing for a while, and then I was just using my Project Pan products. So I want to go back to testing this again. This is from Estee Lauder. This is just a sample of the Sheer Double Wear product. And usually I would use a brush, but today I'm just going to use, usually I would use a sponge, but I kind of want to use a brush today. So I'm just going to pour it on the back of my hand. It's really liquidy. And I'm just using the foundation brush from Believe Beauty. I think it's actually quite soft and lovely. And we'll get started. I'm using the shade 1N1. I think this product is supposed to be matte, but whenever I use it, it's pretty glowy, but I think that's because of the products I'm using underneath. I do tend to concentrate it more in like the center of my face and then sheer it out as I go towards the outer perimeter of my face. I need a little bit more. This stuff is so runny. I never know exactly how much I need. As much as I love the sun, the first thing that comes out, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's the sunspots on the very top of my forehead. All it takes is one little dose of sun and poof, they pop out. For so many years, I did not wear sunscreen every day. Such a regret. I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you're still young, do it. Wear that sunscreen every day. Find one you like because it makes a big difference later. Okay, I think it's looking really, really nice. Very, very pretty. I like how that product looks with a sponge and with a brush. Okay, let's use a little bit of powder. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is one of those products I keep trying. I keep not understanding. I'm just going to take a really fluffy eyeshadow brush, actually, and just kind of put that where I would put powder. I'm kind of going out of order. Oh well, should have done concealer first, but that's okay. I was just looking so shiny. All I could think about was powder. It did take down the shine, which I appreciate. Uh-oh, it highlighted. I don't know if you guys can see. No, I don't think you can. I've got some peeling skin. I started tretinoin, and my chin was looking fine before, but the second I put powder on it, now I can see some scaliness going on there. Not necessarily scaliness, just kind of peeling skin. Jury's still out on this one. Okay, now let's do some under eye concealer. So I'm working on the Maybelline Fit Me in my project pan. So I'm going to use this, and I think I do like this. It's just so incredibly light that I can only use the littlest bit of this without looking absolutely wild. Super crazy. Yeah, I think it really looks nice. Okay, for under eye powder, I'm just gonna use my favorite under eye powder. This is the one from number 7. And I just cleaned off that brush I used for the e.l.f. powder. And I'm just gonna dab that under the under eye. There, I think the actual looks pretty nice. I'm really happy with how my base is looking, aside from that one dry spot on my chin, but that is the tretinoin, not any other product. So, moving on. I'm gonna use my Flower Beauty bronzer. You guys are probably sick of seeing me use this bronzer, but I only have 2 bronzers, and I really like this one. I've been considering trying some cream ones. There have been ones that I've been kind of like, that looks interesting, but I'm just so hesitant since it's just not something that I want to buy the wrong shade of, you know? Like, I'm just hesitant to try bronzers, but I've been thinking about it. I've been kind of interested in the new Mario cream product that he doesn't really market as a bronzer. What did he call it? The perfecting balm or something, but it's basically a cream bronzer. There's also one from KVD, which I haven't bought a whole lot from that brand, but what's it called? It's like a contouring gel that they came out with lately. Looks really sheer and pretty. Anyway, if you have any really good cream bronzer recommendations, go ahead and put them down below. There's so many out there. For me, it's about formula. I want something that's kind of more sheer, and I want it to be something that won't make me look orange just because I am pretty pale. I like a sheer, kind of more cool toned bronzer. Even though my skin actually isn't cool, I lean more warm. The cool toned ones, just from the very few that I've tried, they do seem to work better for me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and speed through my brows. I know it's not a very interesting thing. I'm just gonna put in some clear brow gel and then use a pencil to pencil in some missing areas. Okay, so I want to try a new cream blush that has come into my collection. I haven't tried it once yet. I've only swatched it. So this is the cream blush from Weis. So I did just purchase the refill so I didn't have to pay for the expensive packaging. And this is the shade Air Glow. It seems like such an interesting shade. Like, it's kind of hard to describe exactly what it is. So I'm very interested to see how this works on my cheeks. It seems to be kind of sheer. Start with my fingers. Ooh, sheer, but it really does show up. And it does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but I wouldn't call it a super glowy blush. Just a little bit of healthy luminosity, how I like to say. So I do think it did something that quite nice. It's obviously very kind of natural looking. I'm gonna put on a little bit more just to see what happens. I expect a product that's kind of luxe, like products from Weis, to be very nuanced, to do something for me that my more inexpensive blushes do not. I kind of have a high expectation of something that costs more to do more, right? It should be a change my life type of blush. Uh-oh. See what I just did? I noticed a little bit of gathering around my nose of the foundation, and I went like this, and I left a fingerprint. I like removed the coverage there. Whoops. Just gonna take my foundation brush. I don't know if there's anything left on it, but yeah, I'm not super pleased with how it's looking right there. Again, I don't know if you can see it, but up close I can see it's looking kind of dry. And I don't remember that previously with this foundation. I'm thinking it's just dryness from the tretinoin. Yeah, it's happening on this side too. That's unfortunate. It's really starting to look kind of badder on my nose. Well, there's nothing much I can do about it at this point without adding like caking more on, and I really don't want to do that, and I know that's just my skin peeling a little bit right now. So I'm going to continue on with the cream blush. Okay, I think that's really pretty. Let's do the other side. See what I mean about the color? It's neutral, but it does have some pink in it, but it leans kind of cool. I feel kind of cool toned. It's almost bronzerish, kind of like a pinky bronzy color. Interesting. Very pretty. I'm pleased with it. I really like it. It blended out really prettily. You can't tell any lines or anything where I placed blush. Let's do the finger test. Well, okay, let's give it a minute to set, and then I'll like put my finger on it and see if it's set down any. Okay, let's check this side and see if it leaves a finger mark. It might have, actually. Do you see? Yeah, you can see right now where I just pressed. Let's tap it out. That's not happifying. Move on to the other areas of makeup and then come back to that, I guess. Okay, I should like be doing highlighter and stuff next, but I really want to do something for my lips. I feel like I'm just kind of washed out. So let's do my lips. I'm going to use my Project Pan lip liner. This is a discontinued lip liner from Essence, and I'm just going to quick sharpen it. Okay, now I'm gonna use my new lipstick from Eldridge. This is the, it has kind of a long name. It's something like Lucent lip color or something. It's not her matte lipstick. This is the more sheer lipstick. And I have the shade Painterly, which looks like that. I think it's quite lovely. Yeah, I'm happy with my choice of color. I think this was the right color for me to pick. And I like it because it's more balmy, but it's actually not too slippery. Some are very, very melty. This isn't quite reach like the meltiness of like the Revlon ones, for instance. By that, I mean the Revlon Super Lustrous Shine. Like this is really, really melty. This doesn't approach that, but that's okay. That just means that it doesn't have as much slip as those do, but it still feels really nice and comfortable. Okay, now that I got something on my lips, I feel like I can proceed. So I just got this at CVS. This is from Flower Beauty. This is their liquid highlighter. I don't know why I said that. It came out funny. This is their Spotlight liquid highlighter, and I have the shade Opal, and this is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury liquid highlighter, which I can't tell you if it is or not because I don't have the Charlotte Tilbury one. All I can tell you is that I have swatched this on my hand, and, oh, hang on. I gotta turn it on. There we go. Like, why wasn't it working? You gotta twist it to turn it on. Okay, so it was really, really pretty on the back of my hand. Like, look at that. Wow. And one thing I noticed when I just swatched it was that it dries down. Like, this stays once you got it where you want it. So it's something to keep in mind. So I'm actually gonna put a little bit on my hand and then pick it up from there. Not having used this before, I am not sure if I like it with a finger or with a sponge. Holy moly, it's beaming. Oh, it's very pretty. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, goodness, that is beautiful. I got way too much on the back of my hand, but now I know just a little bit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, I think that is absolutely lovely. Moving on to eyes finally. Let's put on some eye primer. The only one I have right now is the one from Lorac, which I think works pretty well. It is basically sheer. It doesn't leave like a whole lot of coverage. I do have kind of veiny eyelids, but I don't really mind if the eye primer doesn't fully cover those. Okay, so in addition to the Weis blush, I also have the Weis cream eyeshadow, which again, I bought in the cheap cardboard packaging versus the nice metal packaging. And I have the shade Ember, which when I swatched this on my hand previously, it just looked honestly kind of lackluster. It looked really, really pale and like nothing much. But I feel like that isn't a good indication of how it looks on the eye. So let's try it. Okay, very sheer, but very pretty. I gotta tell you, the cream, there's a reason why I like creams. They give your eyelids that healthy look that's not like super textured that can look so bad sometimes. There's something about creams that's so, so nice. I'm gonna add a little bit more here. Just to see if I can darken it up a little bit. No, I think that's about how dark it's gonna be. But I gotta be honest, I feel very model off duty at the moment with that kind of like luminous lid that has kind of like, it's not a metallic, but it's definitely got a beautiful sheen to it. And I love that nuanced color, I gotta be honest. All right, let's try the other side. So what do you guys think? When I think of kind of luxury makeup, this is the type of thing I think of. Like, do you agree with me? Like something that's not super pigmented in your face, something that's kind of got nuanced colors, but a really pretty texture. Like there's nothing about that that screams, I'm wearing makeup, and yet it seems so pretty. Okay, I'm relieved because when I swatched it, I was kind of like, is this gonna do anything? And it does show up. I think it's so pretty. Let's finish up the eyes. I'm going to tight line with the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner in the shade Simma Brown now. I really like a brown eyeliner. Okay, so now that I've tight lined, let's put on some mascara. I'm gonna use the Mad Lash mascara from the Balm. This one has an interesting wand. It's quite large, actually, and it's curved. And I feel like you get a very different set of bristles as you turn it. Like it's quite pointy, but in a good way. I feel like I can really get in there and get them lashes. But I do find that since it's quite large, I have a hard time keeping it from like stabbing my eyelids. So let's see how I do today. Like, look how fluttery that looks. I think it looks really, really good. I find I can kind of get messy putting it on my lower lash line though, but I'm gonna try. I'm going to try. I think I'm gonna stop before I get mascara everywhere. All right, other eye. All right, not perfect, but I better quit. You know how it is sometimes, just stop. All right, I am thinking that I actually really like that cream eyeshadow. It's reminding me, the tone of it is reminding me a lot of these matte shadows that I kind of have a collection of. I have some from Sydney Grace. I have one like a depotted from a Morphe palette that I really liked. It's that kind of grayish, lavenderish, neutralish shade that's kind of really hard to pin down exactly what it is, but it's a perfect like eye contouring shade, and I love using that shade in my crease. And whenever I see it in a palette, I'm like, ooh, it's got that color in it. But I noticed that this is that basically that color. What do I have, a smear here? Yep, I do. Thought I managed to put on my mascara cleanly, and I didn't. I blinked up when my mascara was wet and gave myself a big smudge there. Okay, I was talking about the shade of this shade Ember in the Weis cream eyeshadow formula. So it's like those shades that I was talking about that I really, really like, but because it's a cream and the way it melts onto the eye, it's really, really pleasant. Since it has that kind of melted onto the eye quality, it has this very subtle, soft glow to it that gives it that little extra something. When it comes to makeup, when you know, there's a lot of things that are kind of like each other. When you find something that has that little extra something, that's when I'm over here just oohing. And so far, I really like it. We'll see how it wears. I have a feeling it might crease just because it's such that beautiful melty formula. Look for a end of the month review on this. I will definitely be mentioning it. But just from how it applies and how it looks, I'm totally interested in other colors now. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so same with the blush. I'm really liking how it looks, but let's do again with the... Okay, it's better. I think it's set now. Yeah, okay, now I'm not seeing like fingerprints when I go to, to touch it. When I touch my face, it's not sticky, so that is good. Yeah, just what an interesting shade. Both of them have the same kind of melty formula. It's very, very nice. All right, I'm gonna go fluff my hair. I'll be right back. Okay. So final thoughts about some of the new things, or are there all the new things that I have been trying? I love the Lisa Eldridge lipstick. I think it was a good choice on my part to pick that shade. I really agonized over the shades. She has some beautiful lipsticks, so I'm really happy with the shade that I got. The Weis blush, so pretty. I'm afraid I might have a new cream blush obsession, which of course it had to happen with a luxury brand. Of course it did, but I'm happy I can buy the refills. They're much less expensive. Same with the cream eyeshadow. Like, I understand that it's very understated, kind of a barely there, but it's very much the whole model off-duty look with the very hydrated lid with that kind of super soft, glowy, glistening look that I'm so here for. And the highlighter, yeah, it totally sets down. It's gorgeous. Love that. Sadly, my face around my nose and my chin is looking a little peely, a little cakey, but I don't think that's the fault of the foundation. If anything, I actually used a little bit too much of the foundation. I was thinking that while I was using it, I was like, oh, I think I've used too much here. But like I said, I've been using tretinoin and I've been noticing some peeling going on. So I think that's what's happening around my nose and on my chin. But overall, I'm really happy with makeup playtime today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you have tried these products, what do you think of them? I'm very interested to hear what you think. And anyway, again, thank you so much for just being here with me today. I will see you again very soon in the next one. Bye.